Ladies and gentlemen, somebody within the Manhattan District Attorney's office, could be the Manhattan District Attorney, leaked information and gave information to publications within New York before Trump was indicted. Now, this is a felony, a serious crime. According to Alan Dershowitz, someone criminally leaked the Trump indictment. According to another amazing legal scholar, former Attorney General Alvin Bragg, allegedly leaking grand jury information, a grave concern for Trump case, Matthew Whitaker. That's a Fox Business article. There's a Daily Mail article talking about Trump and the Manhattan DA and the fact that there were leaks of information, grand jury information, indictment information to media. This cannot happen. This is a felony. Okay, I explained the segment prior to this one. Stormy Daniels committed a felony also. Alan Dershowitz talks about that. Other legal scholars have talked about that. You cannot extort money from somebody and say, I will only be quiet if you give me money. That is against the law. Okay, it's against the law to say you're going to ruin someone's life unless you get money. That is a serious felony, serious crime. Okay, there are two crimes that Trump has had to deal with against him or involving an attempt to torment him. Okay, now, is the Manhattan District Attorney going to get indicted by the Attorney General, who's also a Democrat who ran on getting Trump? No. A new Attorney General, hopefully, God willing, Trump regains the Oval Office. That'll come down to Georgia and Arizona. You could watch a million segments on this channel and every other channel. You can hope and pray, and you can, look at different scenarios, and we'll do all the analysis from here until November of 24. It's going to come down to two states. It's going to come down to the Republican parties of Arizona and Georgia. That's why I say Trump should give every Republican in the Arizona GOP and the Georgia GOP, just say, free membership to Mar-a-Lago, lifetime membership, let bygones be bygones. And we understand that there's a battle going on politically between Republicans or never-Trumpers in both of those states. But Trump has to make peace. It doesn't matter if he's up by 30 points in the polls. It doesn't matter if, God forbid, we have ICBMs and 2 or 3 invasions under the watch of mashed potato brains. Heaven forbid a depression. That's going to come down to one day. You better get that olive branch going. Okay? But anyway, according to Alan Dershowitz, these are serious crimes. The extortion of Stormy Daniels extorting Trump, and also the grand jury leaks. Now, we're seeing other leaks of information. Surprise, surprise, we've been lied to. Oh, gee, you think? But hit subscribe to this channel, ladies and gentlemen, to read my writing in The Hill, The Huffington Post, Salon, The Jerusalem Post, The Federalist, and other publications. Go to hagoodman.com. To my new Patreons, thank you. My Patreon is below. If you want to support my work long term, the super thanks is below next to the like and the share buttons. And it's contactgoodman88@gmail.com if you want to be part of a newsletter. An attorney general under President Trump has a whole lot of crimes he can look at. I just mentioned 2 just pertaining to the Stormy and the Manhattan DA indictment. Okay, illegally giving information to media and also extorting somebody right before 2016, October of 2016, to extract as much money as possible. You can't do that, okay? And there are state laws in New York, California. You cannot go to somebody and say, if you don't give me 130 grand, then, okay, everybody will know something. It's interesting because Trump is the victim of so much illegal activity, yet the way media and morally superior, highly educated liberal Democrats work is that ignorance is bliss. Ignorance is bliss, and tribalism overshadows being 90 seconds to midnight, God forbid, potential invasion in Asia. We have an invasion in Europe, and inflation through the roof, real wages down. I mean, everything stinks. We did not have these problems with Trump. Objectively, we did not have any of these problems with Trump. Inflation at 6%, we never had that. And we had toilet paper runs his last year because Democrats, governors in Democrat and blue states, tanked their economies gleefully, said, oh my God, he wasn't taking it seriously, so therefore we have to tank the economy. That was a choice. That was an apoplectic, short-sighted decision that was pushed by bureaucrats, media, and here and there maniacs. It had nothing to do, I can go on forever. Once the toilet paper runs took place, then you had bank runs. There's a direct line between toilet paper and banks going under. Okay? And if people can't see that, well, you know what? They don't know much about economics or just basic logic. You can't cause the inflation by saying, that's a whole other story. And then Biden comes in and he goes to battle with the oil and gas associations, and then they sue him, and they say within the lawsuits, and then you have like 14, 16 states, oil-producing states suing Biden. He said, oh, the environment, man, come on, man, environment. And then within the lawsuits, they say, hey, look, you're going to cause inflation because guess what? 90% of the U.S. economy runs on oil and gas. Someone tell that to AOC and the morally superior, highly educated, wonderful people on the left. They yell the loudest. It's all about yelling, 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 yelling. You see the New York congressman taking advantage of a tragedy, yelling, yelling, but he would never disarm the Secret Service, God forbid. Nobody would. He wouldn't disarm police. He wouldn't disarm the military. Why disarm law-abiding citizens? And so, that's a whole other story also. But the point is, it's like, you get to a second Trump administration, God willing, because what we have is an unmitigated disaster with Biden. Like, unmitigated disaster. And all the crimes, like, if you want to talk about criminal behavior, it's within Hunter's laptop. And also, I mean, I think Hillary Clinton will be the 24 nominee. I'm the only person on YouTube saying this. But those servers were a national security nightmare, okay? You can't transfer top secret intel onto servers through email. It's like impossible. But the Honorable James Comey couldn't find a crime. Okay, now they've created a crime with Trump. It's pretty obvious that they just want to get Trump, just like the book from Alan Dershowitz. Get Trump. But if there's an attorney general under Trump's second term, all of those prosecutors in New York that were involved in possibly involved in potentially leaking that information to media could be indicted. And that's not hyperbolic. That's when you commit a crime to set up and frame Trump because you despise him, because you've convinced yourself that he is like the greatest monster that ever lived, you still committed a crime. And he still isn't what you think he is. He's easily the best president of my lifetime. You could draw just a T-chart. Look at his accomplishments and every other president in the past 40 years or so. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe to this channel right now. I'll be back in a couple of